All right, let's do the Trump clan, Ivanka, boy 1 and boy 2. Let's do Don Jr. first. The one, his father. Jesus. With a father like that, who needs enemies? So he told Michael Cohen, allegedly, that if one of my kids got to go to jail, make sure it's not Ivanka, like send Don Jr. I guess he thinks Don Jr. is the toughest, and maybe, Eric would, curl up in a ball and wet himself, I guess. And then Ivanka's too precious to go to jail, I guess. Well, then maybe you should have not told her how to break the law. And this wouldn't even be a question. Normal people don't have these conversations. So, Don Jr. Don Jr. Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune. So you will be secluded over time. It doesn't mean jail. It means that more and more, or the closer and closer it gets to him being called to the carpet, the more and more he will feel alone and lonely. So the Hermit, isolation, the Wheel of Fortune, over time. This is kind of his destiny too. You can change it, but he sort of painted this picture. And he painted himself in that picture, but he painted himself alone. And then there's the Knight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. There is also going to be some sort of grift here. That way he doesn't have to spend his own money. So yeah, there's that. The Two of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Sun. There's also something that you were doing or speaking to someone via a computer, because this is overseas, but it's not on a phone. This is a computer with the technology. There's a computer. You were talking to someone on a computer. That is going to come out with the Sun. There is some sort of illumination on that, or some sort of illumination on the top. So that doesn't spell trouble or anything. That's just going to come out and be part of your story. The Death and the Five of Pentacles, a huge change in lack. So okay, where was I? Talking about lack. I just got a call from the Department of Revenue, so I had to pause. So yes, there is the Death and the Five of Pentacles. There's a change, and then there's lack. You're missing money. Again, this is probably why you're trying to hold on. I'm not saying he's broke, but for what he needs would suck a lot of his personal finance right down the tubes, which is why I said there's the grift coming. There's some sort of something that you want to sell, or it's some sort of sale. Like, let me sell strands of my hair or something stupid. It's going to be something weird. Or maybe he's selling those things, cameos. Maybe like a phone call from Don Jr., $5,000 or whatever. But because you need some money. There's some lack coming. So that's what I see for you. So let's go to boy 2 with Eric. I like the little bags I keep the cards in, but they turn all your cards upside down. Well, anyway, I'll just forward that later. Eric. These cheering. Like, it is possible to be raised by a horrible person and still turn out okay. Because in the end, you're still your own person. Now, unfortunately, you do get your head start from those who raise you. But that's no excuse anymore. Once you know better, you do better. 9 of Wands, 2 of Wands. There's still pressure. Yep, there it is. 10 of Wands. There's still a lot of pressure on you. The Tower and the Moon. Oh, God. The 4 of Swords. Also, just as an aside, not to, be completely insensitive, even though y'all don't really deserve compassion, but from me as a judgmental person. But do be careful. Sort of accident there. It's not death or anything. There's just some sort of be careful in the dark type thing. That treacherous. Do be dark. Moon, tower's an accident. 4 swords is recuperation. So some sort of accident there. Fool and the High Priestess, the information you're holding about your father, believe it or not, is what they want more than what it is you've done. So that's why here with the child, the emotional child at that, is holding secrets, and that secret is what the burden is. The strain, the 2 of Wands, this is open-ended. It has not ended. It's nowhere close to being ended. So there's still stuff that is going to be blown open, whatever it is you're trying to obscure. With the moon is hiding something. Mind you, the High Priestess is here too. The High Priestess, yes, is secret, but it is not unknowing. It's not unknowable, I should say. You can know what this is, because the High Priestess is modeled after Persephone, or Persephone, as we say in English. So there is Persephone. She ate of the pomegranate, got the knowledge of hell in the afterlife, that type of thing. That's forbidden knowledge. And so that's like not necessarily off limits, but it's just not something most people know. It's kind of like Eve in the Garden of Eden, eating of the tree of life. And so she knows what God knows now. So it's not secret because it's hidden. It's secret because you didn't ask the right question. This you're trying to hide with the moon. With the moon, you are trying to hide something. This is treachery. This is under the cover of night. It will be blown open, though. The Tower, for those learning tarots, this is avoidable. You can avoid the Tower, even though it seems like, well, you can't avoid accidents because they just kind of happen. No, you can avoid the Tower. Because the Tower is modeled after the Tower of Babel in the Bible, where they were trying to penetrate heaven to get the secrets and the mysteries of God. You don't have to do that. Just ask. You don't have to build a tower on shaky foundation to try. This is hubris. This is, I can do this because I feel like I can. So you can avoid that, but you're going to be caught up. You're going to be isolated, just like your brother. He's going to feel isolated. You're going to be isolated. And then it ends in the 3 of Swords. Betrayal. It's something you just may have to do. The Fool is getting you all in trouble. Mind you, this is not a surprise. Track record. Just look at all the people in his orbit. All of them have suffered a loss of some sort. You do not have to go through this. You're choosing to go through this. But you do you, boo. You do you. So, let's go Ivanka. 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 All right. The Strength and the Knight of Cups. Strong offer. Four of Cups. Not one you want, though. And the Death card. It changes things. And you get it, too. Don Jr. is trying to isolate. Don Jr. is trying to hold out. Maybe that's why Trump thinks he's the strongest. You and Eric both get the Three of Swords. There may come a time. No, excuse me. There will come a time where it's do you or do you not? How much of that man's secrets do you want to hold? Do not provoke your children to wrath, for in the end it may cost them their soul. And then there's the devil. Interestingly enough, traveling across the desert, he sees the well, but he's stuck in the sand. It's not so much a card of temptation, it's a card of trapped, taunting. Ha 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 ha. You can't make it to the well. Will or won't you? I mean, it's up to you. How many secrets of his are you going to hold? Yours is going to come out. Well, they have yours. It ends in the devil. They know. You want to keep protecting them, you can. So let's look at Melania while we're here. Six of Cups. I already seen it on the bottom. She gets a 2. I mean, look. How many of this man's secrets you gonna hold? Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Out in the cold, this is money. That's money. Money loss. 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. There's money lost to a person you trusted. 7 of Swords, yeah. Sneaking, 3 of Wands, 10 of Cups, somebody you trusted, Earth sign woman. There's women everywhere here. So maybe it has something to do with the inauguration, because it's not necessarily your money, but there's money lost to a woman trusted. And then there's 3 of Swords. Could be all 3 of you or having some troubles, or will have troubles. Even though the inaugural fund is not regulated, it could still speak to wrongdoing, so you might want to watch out for such a thing. In the words of Tarot's Apprentice, I can't.